What if the problem isn't your life? What if the problem is how you think your life should look? You try to improve yourself. Fix your habits. Be more productive. More disciplined. Morph together. But no matter how much you do, it still feels like you're not enough. So maybe the real question is, what if you were never meant to be perfect in the first place? There's a Japanese idea that answers this. It's called Wabi-Sabi, and it might change the way you see everything. Wabi-Sabi is based on 3 simple truths. Nothing is perfect. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing is ever fully complete. At first, that sounds a little depressing. But it's actually the opposite. Because if nothing is perfect, then you don't have to be either. Now look at the world around you. Everything is polished. Perfect bodies. Perfect routines. Perfect success stories. And the more you see it, the more you start thinking, I need to fix myself. But here's the truth no one says. You are comparing your real life to someone else's edited version. This creates a pressure you don't always notice. You feel like you should be doing more. You should be better. You should be further ahead. And even when you're doing okay, it doesn't feel like enough. Because enough keeps moving. Real life is messy. You wake up tired sometimes. You lose motivation. You procrastinate. You try again. That's not failure. That's being human. But we treat it like a problem. Wabi-Sabi says, it's not a problem. It's the nature of life. In Japan, there's a practice called kintsugi. When a bowl breaks, they don't throw it away. They repair it with gold. They don't hide the cracks. They highlight them. Because the cracks tell a story. Now think about that. What if your mistakes were like that? What if your past didn't make you less, but made you more real? Perfection feels like a goal, but it's actually a trap. It makes you afraid to start, afraid to fail, never satisfied. Because no matter what you do, it's never perfect enough. Wabi-Sabi breaks that cycle. This is important. Wabi-Sabi is not about giving up. It's not, I'll stay the same forever. It's, I can grow without hating myself. You still improve. You still move forward. But without constant pressure. We're taught that meaning comes from big things. Success. Achievements. Recognition. But Wabi-Sabi looks somewhere else. In small things. Sunlight on your wall. A quiet moment alone. A simple cup of coffee. Moments that don't look impressive, but feel real. So how do you actually live like this? Start small. Do things imperfectly. Don't wait until you're ready. Stop trying to fix everything. Focus on one step, not your whole life. Notice what's already good, even if it's simple. Instead of asking, how do I become perfect? Ask, how do I live honestly? That one shift changes everything. Because now you're not chasing an image. You're building a life. Wabi-Sabi doesn't make your life perfect. It makes it real. And maybe that's better. Because real life is the only one you actually have. So instead of asking, what do I need to fix? Try asking, what if this version of me is already enough to begin? And go from there. Here's something we don't often admit. We're not just trying to improve ourselves. We're trying to avoid something. Judgment. Rejection. The feeling of not being enough. Perfection becomes a shield. If everything is perfect, no one can criticize it. But that comes at a cost. Because the more you try to protect yourself from imperfection, the less you actually live. Think about how many things you've delayed. Not because you couldn't do them, but because you were afraid they wouldn't be good enough. A project you never started. An idea you never shared. A version of yourself you never allowed to exist. Not because it was wrong, but because it wasn't perfect. And slowly, you begin to disappear behind your own expectations. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine you allow things to be messy, unfinished, a little awkward, a little imperfect. Something interesting happens. You move more. You try more. You become more honest. Because there's nothing to protect anymore. Wabi-Sabi doesn't just accept imperfection. It turns it into freedom. Another part of Wabi-Sabi people forget. Everything changes. Not just your life. You. Who you were a year ago is gone. Who you'll be in 5 years doesn't exist yet. And yet we hold ourselves to fixed standards. I should already be this person. But according to Wabi-Sabi, you are not supposed to be finished. You are supposed to be evolving. We treat life like a destination. As if one day we'll finally arrive. I made it. Now everything is complete. But that moment never really comes. Because life isn't a destination. It's a process. And the sooner you stop trying to arrive, the sooner you can actually experience it. Think about objects. A brand new thing looks perfect, but also a little empty. Now think about something old. A wooden table with marks. A jacket worn over time. A notebook filled with messy pages. It feels different. More real. More alive. Because it carries time. And the same is true for you. Your life won't be a straight line. It will have wrong turns, pauses, chaos, unexpected changes. And that doesn't ruin your story. That is your story. Wabi-Sabi reminds you, it doesn't have to be clean to be meaningful. So here's something simple you can try. Next time something doesn't go perfectly, don't rush to fix it. Pause. Look at it differently. Ask, what if this is part of the process? Not something to erase, but something to understand. There's one more layer to this. Imperfection is not just internal. It's visible. It means letting people see your uncertainty, your flaws, your unfinished parts. And that's uncomfortable. But it's also what creates connection. Because people don't connect with perfection. They connect with honesty. Real confidence is not, I have no flaws. It's, I'm okay being seen as I am. That's a completely different kind of strength. And it doesn't come from fixing everything. It comes from accepting what's already there. So instead of trying to become perfect, try becoming real. Less filtered, Less forced. Less controlled. More honest. More present. More human. Wabi-Sabi is not about lowering your standards. It's about changing what you value. From perfection to authenticity. From control to experience. From fixing yourself to understanding yourself. So next time you feel like you're not enough, remember this. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're just unfinished. And that's exactly how it's supposed to be.